Do you ever have just a super intense desire to give up like that? Because I know that's exactly what I've been feeling lately. And the thing that helps me push through in those moments is I ask myself a simple question, which is me not doing it helping me get to the life I want? Is me not doing it helping me to become the person I want to be? And the answer is pretty much universally no. So then I ask another question. Okay, well, if this is not moving me toward the person I want to be, toward the life I want to have, is it really worth listening to? Is it really worth not doing the things that I need to do to get my dream life when it's really not that difficult to just push through right now for a little bit? Recording videos is something that I do tend to enjoy, but, today, for whatever reason, I just felt really down. My children were overwhelming me and I didn't get enough sleep. I mean, that's quite evident. My hormones are all over the place. So I have this predisposition, as far as hormones are concerned, to lend toward depression. And that kind of consumed my life today. I was just down and out and feeling bad and sad and depressed and anxious, and it just is not a pleasant feeling. But the truth of the matter is, if I don't do the things that I believe I should be doing to get the life that I want, isn't that just going to make me feel worse? Isn't that just going to make me feel guilty for not doing what I told myself I would do? Isn't that going to make me not trust myself? That's not a good thing. I'd rather believe in myself. I'd rather know that I can count on myself. That's not something that you can deny. You need to have that level of self-trust. And that's one of the reasons why I don't tend to recommend affirmations to people, because it kind of conflicts directly with your belief structures. So you're basically trying to beat your system into believing something that you don't believe, which breeds distrust. And you don't tend to like yourself particularly well in those events. So if you can shift your mentality away from forcing yourself to believe things and forcing yourself to, make things happen, and instead can get yourself to question, well, is this helping me? Is this moving me forward? Is this a life that I want? Am I seeing this clearly? Those questions will build momentum within you. So it becomes less about willpower and force than it is about motivation and desire and the feeling of more. The idea that there's something on the horizon waiting for you. And I think that's a very powerful thing to have in your life. It breeds hope, and hope is something that we have so little of in our current landscape. Life is not working the way that we were told it was going to work. And so most of us are just like, what am I supposed to do? I have this path laid out before me. I can see the cliff at the end of it, but everywhere else is fog. I can't step off the path. I have no clue what's going to happen there, but then at the same time, I can't keep walking this path because I'm going to go off the cliff. So I'm stuck with no choices, stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no out, but there is an out. But you can only see the out when you have the capacity to really take a closer look at the potential alternative paths. And it's not going to be easy. Figuring out how to blaze a new trail is not something that is necessarily enjoyable. You never know what you're going to run into. But thankfully, there are other people who have gone before us, who have discovered other ways of creating life and, finding meaning outside of a 9-to-5 job. And they are our leaders now. They were the ones everybody called crazy, but now they're the ones we need to start emulating if we really want to have the life that we dream about. So when it comes to emulating them, you're going to face challenges. And when you face those challenges, you're going to have to figure out how to keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it. Even when life is taking over and you just don't think you have anything else in you. Because when you realize that the life you want is on the other side of that tiny barrier, you gain a level of strength you didn't know that you had. And that is invaluable.